Happy summer solstice, June 21st, official start of summer. They say the longest day of the year is actually the day with the most daylight hours. Inner contemplation has culminated into exerting the will. The time for action and putting things into motion is upon us. We've been just kind of buzzing along, just letting things build up, We've got the energy, anything that you want to bring into manifestation, this is the time, people. This is the time. It works if you work it. It works if you work it. You may see that you've had some obstacles on your path, and perhaps you're wondering, am I on the right path? You're on the right path. It's just a way for you to move along and do what it is you need to do to move yourself up to the next level. So there you go. Happy summer solstice. Make it the best that you can. A harmony gem is something that I want you to think about. You know, I'm always bringing something to you to chew on for a minute. A holy man was having a conversation with the Lord one day and said, "Lord, I would like to know what heaven and hell are like." The Lord led the holy man to two doors. He opened one of the doors and the holy man looked in. In the middle of the room was a large round table. In the middle of that table was a large pot of stew, which smelled delicious and made the holy man's mouth water. But the people sitting around the table were thin and sickly. They appeared to be famished. They were holding spoons with very long handles that were strapped to their arms, and each one found it possible to reach into the pot of stew and take a spoonful. But because the handle was longer than their arms, they could not get the spoon back into their mouth. The holy man shuddered at that sight, their misery and suffering, and the Lord said, "You have seen hell." They went to the next room and opened the door. It was exactly the same as the first one. There was a large round table with a large pot of stew, which made the holy man's mouth water. The people were equipped with the same long-handled spoon, but here the people were well nourished and healthy, laughing and talking. The holy man said, "Father, I don't understand." "It is simple," said the Lord. "It requires but one skill. You see, they have learned to feed each other, while the greedy think only of themselves. So you have to use discernment and share your spiritual knowledge when someone comes to you, because they may have the questions and they don't know who to talk to or where to turn to. But by using your spiritual discernment, using that solar plexus, your radar, you're going to know who to talk to and who not to talk to. Because sometimes you start to talk to somebody and spirit goes, "You know to shut up." Because that's not the person you need to be talking to. There may be someone else that you're just drawn to, and just out of the blue, they start talking about something. They open that door, and you just put your foot right on in, just slide right on in, and you start talking. So you may be only one person in the world, but you may be the world to one person. Always remember that. Remember to feed one another. Remember to feed one another. Our universal scripture lesson this morning is on truth. The Christian Illumines tells us, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." That's John 8:32. Our additional world text, the Buddhist, tells us a fully enlightened one does proclaim the truth both in its letter and in its spirit. In other words, they don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk as well. Confucius tells us, "I do not know how a man is to get on without truthfulness." Mohammedan tells us, "God guideth into the truth." And our universal harmonist tells us the awakened soul finds the truth for the inner closet of his own being. And our Sioux brothers and sisters tell us, "Speak the truth in humility to all people. Only then can you be a true man." May this universal scripture lesson open up to you the realization of our oneness with the All One.